Alright guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the basic currency system by Simple Game Studio. So I got this a while back for a Battle Royale project that I kind of shelved for now, but I'm going to try and put this into a project for you guys to see today, and we're going to give it a rating based on features, support, performance, and value. So first thing I do is I installed this to the engine. I'm using 4.7. And then I'm going to go into my project. I am working with a VR project, so this is going to be a little bit more to deal with than probably a normal UI project. So let's get into it. First thing I do is I enable the plugin, which I've already done. And then I'm going to go to my character. Mine is motion controlled pawn. And you add the component for currency. I've already done that. Then I click on my currency component, and I'm going to be making a secondary currency. With this plugin, you can make multiple different currencies, but I'm going to be making a secondary one because this is going to be the currency that's on my player character. And then when the currency gets saved, it's going to be kind of like in a bank machine or something. So I'm going to keep that as my main. So I'll be working with secondary. So I make a new currency, and I'll call this one player cash. And I will give them $25 just to start with. And I'll save that. And this works great because it's a multiplayer replicated system, and it's really good on performance. In VR it has to be, because any little performance hit is going to ruin this entirely. So it has to be good. So in order to call my currency or see it in the game in VR, you have to use 3D widgets for the most part. So I'm just going to make a basic one so I can show you guys how this works. So I'll go to my working folder, widgets, and I'm going to create a new widget. And I'm going to call this player cash widget, just for testing. And we're going to make a background, or a border even. Stretch that out a little bit. Alright. Brush. I have one called lime, I think. We'll use that for now. Then, it's as simple as this to get your currency right across the whole game. So all I gotta do is drag text in here. And this is going to be the cash, player cash. And I'll keep it white color for now. Maybe I'll put another one here and give it a $sign. Player cash. Right there. Move this one over. Transform. It's probably going to move the whole thing. That's okay. Alright, so my player cash right here. It's a variable. And then my text, I'm going to bind that to a new binding. And this is going to be my player's cash. So I will cast to motion controller pawn, get player pawn. Then the proper way to do this is to get component by class, like this, and then get the currency. That's the best way to do it, but I'm doing something different in mine, so I'm just going to get my currency component. And then I'm going to go to modify or get currency. I think it's my secondary. Get currency amount. That's the main. I'm looking for the secondary. Get secondary currency amount. Like this. And then I'm going to plug that into here. Alright. Compile and save. And because this is VR, I have to make a 3D widget. So I'm just going to create a new blueprint. I'm going to call that player cache widget. Just like this. And then I'm going to add a widget in here. Bring that up. And what's that called? Player cache. Player cache widget. Just like that. Compile and save. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time because this is just a demonstration. I'm going to drag this into the world. Just like that. And then when I start the game, just keep in mind this is VR, so it's going to look a little silly. Like that. And then you'll see I have $25 on my screen. Index currency instead. And then if I want to get my main currency, I would do the same thing. So on this text block, or on my player character, I got my cache. Secondary I call player cache, so I'm just going to plug that in here as well. Player cache. Just want to see if it'll get rid of that error. There we go. That's better. So use the index name and then $25. And then in game, I can set these cache. These are set to my primary cache right now, but I could set it to my secondary just as easy. So what I have is I have a workbench set up in objects. And in VR, I can put money into this safe and it increases my value. This one is set to just overlap, which is fine. I'll show you this one working. So this is my main money and then there's secondary money. So with this one, I have it set to $20, and when I get the money, it increases by 60. So that's my main currency. And that's all there is to it. So this is a great little add-on if you need currency in your game. It's very efficient for performance. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 on the performance. The features are incredible. Like, I'm going to show you guys in a second here. With your currency component, you can do anything with this. Like, you can get your special currency, you can get your main currency, you can drop currency, you can do anything in the whole world. There's even a world currency that controls all of it. And this is all replicated perfectly. So if you guys need a currency system, this is the one to get. So the features I'm giving a 5 out of 5 because you can do virtually anything with this and it's multiplayer replicated perfectly. Performance is 5 out of 5, features 5 out of 5. Support, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5 because the documentation is still, it's not perfect, but it is there and it's very useful. The support is great on Discord. I just think that there's more features in this that aren't listed. Like, this has got everything you could ever want, but it doesn't list some of the things that are even included with this. This is super powerful, and I think that the support in the documentation really should complement how good this system really is, because this is a fantastic system. So for the value for your money, I'm giving this definitely a 5 out of 5. I'd give it more if I could, because you're getting everything you could ever want in a currency system, which also takes me to their other stuff as well, is they also have a level system for XP. This is fantastic. I have this as well, and I'm going to be using this for this project as well, because this is so well done, and you can control all these variables pretty much with anything in your game. This is such a powerful system, and the price is perfect. It's super cheap. If you need currency and leveling in your game, these are the ones to get. I think this is one of those assets I'd rather keep for myself a secret because it's so good, and I really think that you'll get a lot of use out of it. So this is kind of a hidden gem. I didn't even really come across this until recently, and I'm glad I did because it does everything in the game that I want it to, and then some. So 5 out of 5. I'm going to give this overall probably a 4.8, even to a 4.9 out of 5. It's that good. So hope this helped you guys in making a decision, or if you guys need a currency system, this is the one to get. I would even go as far as to replace your currency system that you have in your game now with this one, because you have so much control over this. Like, you can get your component by class anywhere in your game and modify it from anything. So this is very powerful stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this and it helped you in making your decision, or maybe you learned how to make a widget out of this in VR. So Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one.